to my channel. So I just finished Talking Too Fast by Lauren Graham. Oh my goodness. I got the audiobook. I was watching someone who was doing a readathon and was listening to it as an audiobook for that. And I was like, ooh, it's only 4 hours long. It's read by Lauren Graham herself, which is always a plus, I feel like, when it's like autobiographical, that the person who actually did the things is reading the thing to you and all that. So I was super excited, and I picked it up from my library because they have an e-audiobook for some of them, and I was like, yes, I can just get it right now while I'm thinking about it. So I listened to it, most of it last night, and I finished it up this morning. But yeah, it was a super fun book. I don't know if it was simply because I was listening to it too close to my bedtime or what, but my dreams had Lauren's voice narrating them, and then I woke up with my brain being narrated by Lauren's voice. So that was kind of amusing. And kind of strange. I was like, wait a minute, that's not the normal voice I hear in my head telling my thoughts. That's Lauren Graham's voice. What is this? But it was super fun. I really enjoyed kind of the trips down memory lane, the little bits and pieces about Gilmore Girls. I loved hearing about some of her early life story and how her acting career progressed. I think that's just beautiful. That's one of my favorite things, actually, is I love autobiographies by by actors, for precisely that reason, or even just biographies of actors. I love seeing, Lauren even talks about it, but I love seeing that different trajectory that every actor seems to take. It's like some of them super dream of it and are super into it even from a young age. They start in like kids baby commercials and things like that, and just like have an acting career their whole life. Some it's like it's a passion that I developed over time. Some are like I wanted to be on Broadway, and then I discovered that I liked TV more, or I mean that wasn't exactly Lauren's case, but you know, it's things like that. It's cool to see the different things that lead to those careers. So I really enjoyed that. Overall, it was a super fun book. I don't know how much, even after listening to it, like Lorelai was influenced by Lauren and Lauren was influenced by Lorelai, you know, if Amy was just writing a character and it suited Lauren really well, or Lauren was able to make some of Lorelai herself. I feel like there were probably bits and pieces that she had input in on, at least. But yeah, based on that, it was in some ways like Lorelai was reading the book rather than Lauren, which sometimes my brain would get a little confused by and be like, I'm so familiar with this voice that I've known from this TV show that I've been watching for years. But yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was, I just have lots of positive things to say about it, I guess. Yeah, I don't know that there's really much negative that I'd have about it, or really anything that I can think of right offhand, other than maybe some of the early Gilmore stuff I wish there had been more reminiscing about. She had actually kept a diary during Year in the Life, so she was a little more in depth there, and that was cool to get a little more of the day-to-day. We're really able to remember a lot of the early Gilmore Girls days, so she kind of just went through, oh, I'm rewatching the episodes and kind of reminiscing based on that, telling you some of my favorite parts and things like that. So, yeah, there were little bits and pieces like that I was like, I wish it'd been a little more, that she remembered more and could have told more stories from the original stuff, because that's what I've watched the most and is my favorite stuff. But it was still really good. Yeah, as I'm sitting here thinking about it too, I guess the only other issue that I had was the fact that it was an audiobook. I loved having Lauren Graham read it, but apparently there were a lot of pictures that she did with the book, so it was always like, see this picture for this story that I'm telling. And then I was like, I don't know how to get the pictures. It's an e-audiobook. How do I get pictures in an audiobook? Maybe I can get the e-book itself and that'll have it. I don't know. But I'll have to see about it, because the pictures did sound fun, and I'm kind of sad I missed out on them, but that was probably my biggest issue with it being an audiobook versus versus having like read the book physically. Because the pictures are one of my favorite things too in biographies and stuff. So I was sad to miss out on those. I'll have to see if I can find them some way, somehow. But yeah, other than that, it was a great book. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm super happy I read it. I would totally recommend it for other people, especially if you're fans of Gilmore Girls. But even if you're not, she's got a great voice. She does have an actual novel out, which I didn't know. So I'm probably going to be picking that up too and reading that. And yeah, having fun with that. But otherwise, I think that's all I have to say about Talking Too Fast. Yeah, so I hope that you guys can go out and find books like that you enjoy as well. But for now, that's the Umlaut Harper signing out.